Okay, time for some cons of Tarkir, and we are off. Let's see what we got here. We got Necropolis Fiend, pretty good Sultai Delve Enabler card, and we have Armament Core, which is all around kind of all-star card. And then we just have a bunch of fine commons, I would say. Absent Guide is pretty good, though I don't pick this card very highly anymore, just because it's so small for the morph cost of 4/4. It is nice that it kind of changes the race, and you'll play this in pretty much any Absent deck, but I find I don't get them too often because I prioritize them a little bit later than most people. Canyon Lurkers is fine, if not unexciting. Rite of the Serpent, it's fine. Longshot Squad's probably the best single-colored card after Necropolis Fiend, and Jungle Hollow. Obviously, dual lands are good, but we actually have a couple of reasonable picks. Armament Core is the better card, I think. Necropolis Fiend is kind of the sweeter card, and it's also one color. Kind of want to take the Armament Core, but I'm going to take Necropolis Fiend. I don't know how much worse it is than Armament Core, and it's more interesting to be certain. There's not really any great Absent cards here outside of maybe Savage Punch, so it's not that big a deal that we ended up passing the Armament Core. This pack we have Winter Flame, which is a pretty good one. We have Ward in the Eye, which is a nice combo piece with a bunch of spells, which obviously we don't have yet. We have one card. And Ponyback Brigade, if we want to go sort of the more Mardu route, though this card is much worse if you're not filling up your graveyard. Nothing is screaming at me to pick it. I think this is a reasonable pick. Aerialist, Ponyback Brigade, or Savage Punch. I want to take a single color card, I think. Savage Punch lets me move into Abzan or Sultai, and we already have a big guy to punch with. So I'm going to take the Savage Punch. Not too excited to second pick it, but so it goes. Winter Flame is, I think, the best card here. And then maybe like Feat of Resistance, though I don't want to take that because we don't have any creatures we really want to protect right now outside of Necropolis Fiend. And it's another color. So if I'm going to take another color card, I mean, I could just take this two-color card. I can also ditch the Necropolis Fiend by taking Winter Flame and go more Teamer. Additionally, I could take like a Dismal Backwater if I want here. But I think I want to take the Winter Flame. It's the strongest card in the pack, and there's no reason not to take it. So let's do that. Alright, now we actually have a pretty cool choice. I like two cards in this pack quite a lot. Also, to note, we passed the Scout the Borders, which is pretty sweet with Necropolis Fiend, so it might wheel. We should keep our eyes out for that. The cards I'm referring to are Bearer's Companion, which I think is a pretty strong card, and Jeskai Wind Scout, which I also think is a pretty strong card. Bearer's Companion just kind of stabilizes the ground, and it gets you going there, whereas Wind Scout, pretty good with these quick spells we're casting here, Savage Punch, Winter Flame. This is certainly better with the spells. Bear's Companion is better if we want to still go down the Necropolis Fiend route. And because that is what I want to be doing, I'm going to take Bear's Companion. Call me a maniac all you want, but that's how it's going to go. Alright, Woolly Loxodon or Blossoming Sands or Rotting Mastodon, I think, are reasonable choices. I don't want to take another colored card and Killshot or Weapon Master here. Blossoming Sands is not really our colors. So I think I'll just take a Woolly Loxodon. We might just end up Teamer, which is fine. Hooting Mandrills is awesome, but we don't really have any fixing yet, so I think we need to take our land. Alabaster Kieran, also a reasonable card that we could take if we wanted to go a different direction. Well, it's not really reasonable for us to take it, but it's a good card in the pack. So, take our land, be happy about it. Alright, so here we have a Dismal Backwater, which I'm strongly considering taking. I don't want to take Jeskai Charm. because if we do end up 5 colors, which that would kind of push us into, it's worse there. It's best if you're just Jeskai, because you're being aggressive, you have lots of little guys, and then the best mode on this card in Limited is the creatures you control get +1/+1 and lifelink until end of turn. Because it really just changes the race and lets you attack with all your creatures, which I've heard is a good thing. I think I want to take the land here. Otherwise, it's Scout the Borders, and I feel like I can get those later. So take the land to stay more flexible. This is interesting. Warden of the Eye is pretty good card, especially with some good spells to return. I've been disappointed every time I take Embodiment of Spring because I'm just never that blue, and the ramp is hard to utilize if I have a lot of dual lands. And Highland Game's fine, but not exciting. I'm going to actually take Warden of the Eye and then take Fixing around it, because it is a powerful card that I'm seeing late. And here I'm just going to take a Rite of the Serpent. Scaldkin's an okay card, but I really just don't like it that much. And there's a chance we're 5 color. And there's another Warden of the Eye, so I'm just going to snap that up. There's also a chance that we're not black, and we're just these rug colors with Warden of the Eyes, which is a sweet deck. It's also good to note that with these 5-drops, it's not that bad if we get a banner or two, although curving into Warden of the Eye is not exactly exciting. But curving into Bear's Companion is exciting. So they also help our fixing. It's a reasonable option. We really just want to prioritize spells and fixing, and spells as in instants or sorceries to combo with our Warden. But we have a pretty cool base for a deck. To note that Necropolis Fiend and Warden of the Eye is a pretty big non-bow. But it's not that bad. Ooh. So the thing is, Scout the Borders is sweet with Delve, and it puts a bunch of spells in your graveyard with Warden of the Eye. So that seems like something that's pretty awesome. Take some random beater. Hopefully don't play it. But we have our nice setup for a pretty sweet control deck here. Savage Punch is definitely not at its best right now. But we do have Bear's Companion, Woolly Loxodon, Fiend. So it's not particularly bad. We have a lot of options with it. There's a lot of Birds of Paradise in our draft. Yeah, so you can end up just delving away, you know, creatures, lands, whatever else you hit, and try to keep one spell in your graveyard that you really want, and then that still works out pretty well. If we go crazy delve, sometimes you want a Cranial Archive so you don't die, but this generally is not an effect you want. It's just 2 mana intensive. Although I did cast Cranial Archive once in Two-Headed Giant, which was pretty sweet because it just triggered Goblin Slide and Quiet Contemplation, which we had multiples of, and that was a pretty funny deck. So I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy that one. Some Tri-lands would also really help us out. Villainous Wealth is a nice way to win the game. And you can rebuy it with Warden of the Eye. That's so sweet. I think we have to do that, right? Just like Villainous Wealth for 4, Warden of the Eye, Villainous Wealth for 6. Yeah, we're definitely doing that. We're gonna have a good time on this video, regardless of whether we win or not, and I'm okay with that. Now we really want fixing. And now, like, you know, honestly, banners with Villainous Wealth, pretty sweet game. Although there was only... Actually, there was a couple banners in the last pack that we can consider picking. But we actually got great cards over them. So, pretty much always going to make that exchange. Alright, definitely sweet cards in the pack. Arrow of the Wilds is fantastic, but we absolutely just need the Tri-Land. Our deck's going to function without these sweet cards, but it's not going to function without sweet mana, so we've got to take this here. Definitely don't want another Necropolis Fiend. Also wouldn't mind a little bit more early interaction, but that'll happen. Jeez. Well, Thorn and Falls is great, but Abs and Charm's very, very, very good. We're obviously not a Trail of Mystery deck. We have very few morphs. Moto just put Woolly Locks on back in the 7 slot. That's frustrating. It just likes to do that. I mean, I want lands, but I'm not going to pass Abs and Charm for it. Now, if there's like a medium card, though, and a land, we got to take the land. But Abs and Charm, the fact that it's a spell that's removal and combos with these Wardens is just kind of too good to pass up. Honestly, sometimes, too, Scott the Board is just going to be like random fixing for our colors, too, which is not that bad. Whew. Well, I gotta eat my words, which is we gotta pass great cards for lands. I really would love an Ice Feather Raven in this deck, but I want my deck to work more. I'm gonna take Opulent Palace. Pine Walker's also great, and I'd love some early defensive creatures as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a small chance we get back a playable here. It's probably Sidisi's Pet that we get back, but if we get back, you know, Pine Walker, Parapet, Mentor, Body Spring, Monastery Flock, something like that. Obviously, we won't get back Pine Walker, but, you know, a more defensive early creature than Sidisi's Pet, then that'll be welcomed. And there weren't that many black cards, so there's a strong chance Pet does wheel. Or, not Pet. There's a strong chance that one of the green cards, like Archer's Parapet or something, wheels. A Monastery Flock, maybe. I'm going to take another Bear's Companion. I could take Abomination of Gadul. He's fine as an early drop, but I think this card, I found that it stabilizes more, and we're not that black right now. Early, we have Absent Charm, so black might be more of a splash, and I think since I'm more Teamer splash white, and then the other cards, I just want to take a Bear's Companion. It's also going to be really good when we take a Banner, which I think we're going to have to play a couple banners in this deck, because our mana is just so bad. So, just playing ahead that way. Well, yep, Tri-Land it is. It's pretty sweet. I will note that, because I draft 5-color all the time, Stonehorde Rider is one of the better morphs in the 5-color deck, just because it's actually pretty good on defense, because it's so huge. And it attacks really well, obviously, as being a 5/5 trample. So, pretty big fan of that card. Let's slam our Tri-Land. And speaking of Stonehorn Rider, we have that as an option, or Banner. I like to get the banners in the last few picks. I don't really want to take it right now. Though Jeskai Banner or Teamer Banner, I think, are the two we're looking for most. But I think Snowhorn Rider's just much better, so I'm going to take that. It's a random morph that helps. Kiru Bloodsucker can be good in certain decks, but this is not one of them, even though it's a pretty sweet card. I think people pass it too late. And I'll just pick up a nice land. Nothing here I really want. Glacial Stalker's fine. Not really exciting. Pick up another land. Like I was saying, Absent Banner is not the exact banner I want. And I don't really have early interaction, so I want to take either Force Away or Smoke Teller to block or bounce. And I think I would just rather have the Force Away. The reason I say that is I think it's just going to buy us more time tempo-wise, and I'd rather have defensive creatures rather than Smoke Teller. Like, I'd rather have an 0/5. Speaking of 0/5s, we were thinking maybe the Flock would come back, and it did. It was probably one of the best ones to come back from this particular pack. Or, I guess I was thinking of this pack, but this is also insane. I'm going to take another Monastery Flock. It blocks early. We have a few blue sources, but I don't really want to fix with Embodiment. I'm not going to play that many basics. Teamer Banner is the one we want. We were talking about that. And I think our deck is coming together quite nicely. So we have 7 lands. which means right now if we jammed 10 lands in the deck, we would have 17 playables. We're pretty much right on track with our deck here. Cards that could be cut are Rite of the Serpent, Necropolis Fiend, and Savage Punch, I think. But let's see how this pack goes. We're definitely not a Flying Crane deck. And this pack is not great for us. Basically, the choice is Bloodfell Caves, I think, Monastery Flock, or Bear's Companion again. The thing about Bear's Companion is it's kind of in the Rotting Mastodon camp, I've found, which means it's a 5-drop you can play off a banner on turn 4, and no one really beats that. And it's also just 6 power for 5 mana, so it can never be that bad. I'm just going to take it. I think Bloodfell Caves is not that great in our deck because it's a black land. Like, for example, if we could get a non-black land for our deck, I think it's worth taking. But there's also a strong chance at tables. Is this an on-color, or it's a dual land, so it doesn't go in that many decks. I'm just going to take another Bear's Companion. And this is a pack. So there's a strong chance we want to cut these double black cards because we're not very black. But I could see myself playing a dead drop, returning it with Ward in the Eye, and then 5 turns later casting dead drop again. I could take a land, but dead drop's extremely powerful. It is awkward with Ward in the Eye, but not that awkward. So I think I want to take it here. It's just such a good card. Alternatively, I could take the land. But we do have 7 of them, and I want maybe 10 to 12. So we have a little bit more time to get one more. And this spell's just so good. In fact, I'm just going to hide the black cards right now. The double black. I think we want to be splashing black. Villainous Wealth, Absent Charm, Dead Drop seem like pretty sweet splashes. Martyr Charm is probably the best charm in the sense that it just kills something. Teamer Charm is a little bit loose. Bitter Revelation's pretty good, but if I'm going to take a black card, I want to take something that kills a creature. The mode of making soldiers is also not irrelevant. So I'm going to take a Mardu Charm here. It's a little bit rough on our mana, but whatever. Oh, there's another dead drop. Well, I don't have that many enablers, but if I get another Scout the Borders, I probably could play 2 dead drops. I could also take Hooting Mandrills, but I'm just going to take the spell. Our deck's just overly powerful, and we can never cast any of our spells. That's kind of the theme. To be fair, banners, again, are also great with dead drop because I really want to take the land, but there's Debilitating Injury, which is good with Delve. I don't really think I can pass this card at this point. A good early interactive spell. It's going to turn on my other things. Yeah, just keep passing lands. I know this is really silly. Maybe I don't want to take this, but I don't really want to play Savage Punch, so I can cut that later. Like, Savage Punch is good with Bear's Companion, but I think if I'm casting Bear's Companion, I'm already in pretty good shape. Alright, I'm pretty sure I can take a land here. Ruthless Ripper's fine, but I don't have that many black spells to flip it up. And these other cards are not what our deck's trying to do. So finally, I'm going to take a land. Oh, Death Frenzy. That card's awesome. So is Burn Away, though. Probably going to take Burn Away. Death Frenzy, I mean, they do very different things. Death Frenzy is just great off, banners at killing 2 morphs, and Burn Away is a catch-all answer. What do I need more of? Mardu Charm, Absent Charm. I have these flyers. I feel like Death Frenzy is going to catch me up more, but it's a lot harder to cast, whereas Burn Away is just single-colored. And I have these dead drops. I think I'm going to take Burn Away. But that was a tough pick. This guy buys a lot of time. This card's absurdly good, but not good in our deck. Although we do have Monastery Flocks. And Rotting Mastodon is also pretty awesome. But I already have a lot of 5s. I think I'll just take the Kin Tree Invocation. Small chance we play it. Everything else seems pretty bad in this pack for us. I guess you can also rebuy it with Warden. Another Monastery Flock. I hope a couple of the banners table. Oh, the land table, that's awesome. And I will take a Martyr Banner, which I might end up playing. We have a lot of Monastery Flocks. Yeah, this deck's pretty sweet. This card could actually beat me, so I'm going to take it. Like in a slow Absent deck where we're grinding and they just play this, they can actually kill my creatures. Not something I'm interested in. This card's just not very good. Like, it'd be good in our deck, but I'm actually just more scared of Barrage of Boulders. Just making me not be able to block. So let's just take that. Oh, Teamer Banner. That might replace a Martyr Banner. I think it will. Just lets me cast my Bear's Companions on 4 mana. So if we run these cards, we get to add 7 lands. That's 16 lands. So that seems bad. I'll probably... So we just need to cut a card. Which is probably Savage Punch or Kintry Invocation. We do have 3 Monastery Flocks. Making a 5/5 when you have a Monastery Flock is no joke. Savage Punch is just pretty bad till I have a bear in play. Could also cut a dead drop. Like, if the matchup's super grindy, maybe board in the second dead drop. But I don't actually have that many things that are going to die. So maybe drawing the second dead drop's bad. Just play all these cards. It's also... Delve is just intrinsically bad with Warden of the Eye. I don't have that many spells. So I can't really be exiling much of my graveyard because of dead drop. And then... Okay, I think that's fine. I'm going to cut a dead drop. I'll board it in grindy matchups for sure. Like, take out these Monastery Flocks, bring in maybe some black spells. If I go to my color sort, then we have everything under the rainbow. That did not help. I'm going to go back to curve sorting because I just can't see what colors I need. Let's go to add basics. And so we have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white sources for Marty Charm, Absent Charm, and 2 Wardens. That seems fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue sources. It seems also about fine for all of these cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black sources for these. Martyr Charm, Absent Charm, and Dead Drop. I do need it relatively early, but... And Villainous Wealth. I might want one more swamp. Red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again for all of these red cards. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green. Yeah, also seems fine. I don't need that much green for the deck. Basically, I'm trying to hit Rug on turn 3. 6 and 6 of these. I think Bodo might have gotten it right this time, which is rare. We won't always be able to cast our Kintry Invocation that early, but it's kind of a turn 4 play anyways. Yeah, I think that's fine. Our mana's not amazing, but it's pretty good. And our curve's low enough where we're going to be able to cast a lot of spells on 3, even if we don't hit our 4th land out for a while, and then eventually we can... These are also morphs. So our curve actually is pretty nice, and the banners ramp us perfectly. Alright, well, let's go have some fun. Alright, well, we basically have all our colors but red. We got a Monastery Flock, so definitely keeping. we are on the draw. Alright, play our Opulent Palace. Is that even right? Yeah, we don't have black otherwise. I'm just going to play a bunch of tap lands anyways. Then Monastery Flock would be good. Ooh, red. I think I'm just going to play a Monastery Flock face up. Don't really want him to kill it, and if I happen to draw the... Or I should not have played Island, because if I draw the green-black land, or the green-black spell, I want to cast it next turn. So that was kind of loose. So to remedy that, I should play Blossoming Sands this turn, though I'm probably just going to play Bear's Companion next turn, and all will be fine. Okay. Well, Bear's Companion doesn't do great against Zergo Helm Smasher. It buys us a little bit of time, but I really need to draw a Debilitating Injury. I'll go to 8 this turn, and then I can block with a Bear's Companion next turn. It's just so absurd. Just block here and go to 8. I also have Absent Charm, Mardu Charm. I have outs. I'm not drawing them, but they're both my guys. I also have 12 power in play now, though. So it's not actually that egregiously bad, it's just not good. I'm just gonna block with the Companion. I don't really want to lose a flyer here. So if he plays a flyer, I want to be able to block. So I attack with my 2 bears, I guess. And I actually have to draw a spell soon. This poor Warden guy is so sad. Block, block. Like, I could take the damage, but it's really risky, so I don't think I want to do that. Card's enormous. Our guy is dying. We did it. Alright, so we go white, green, black. And now red, white, blue. So I can play Warden. Red, white, blue, black. There we go. That was a complete delight, I would say. Getting out from under the Zergo, finally. Basically, I had to use up 2 Bear's Companions to do so, but... yeah, gotta do what you gotta do, right? Probably just gonna want to draw 2 cards with my Absent Charm. Unless he plays something super threatening. Because we have a ton of gas left in our deck. I might just want to use counter mode though, and just attack. Which also would be good. That was a really good draw. So I can Savage Punch my bear onto his Disowned Ancestor and attack. And it'll be 4. He can block with a lot, but that's fine. I could even attack with a Warden too. But then I die to... do I die to... the +2/+1 Pump Warrior spell? Rush of Battle. He'll have 5 guys attacking. I have 1 blocker. And I can kill one of them. So take... take 9. But he has to block here. So maybe I just attack with both my creatures. Because if he doesn't block, I kill him. It's 9 damage coming in. That's fine. This is also 7 on board, which is convenient. I don't really see any reason to hold my land. Because, you know, if I draw chaining spells, I want to cast them with, like, Ward in the Eye or things like that. Kind of looks like he has Rush of Battle and was considering playing it. Just gonna block. If he has Trumpet Blast, I can kill his Ponyback Brigade. So that we don't die. And then he needs a follow-up play. Nope, never mind. So if he has those 2 spells, we don't win. Well, that was unfortunate. Zergo really just destroyed us that game. Let's see. I think in general our cards are pretty good against his attacks, just because we have a lot of early defense. Burn Away, Winter Flame, Martyr Charm, Absent Charm. We actually have a lot of outs to Zergo, so just need to be aware that the card exists. Don't think I want another dead drop because he showed us Ponyback Brigade, so I think 1 is fine. I'm just going to resubmit. Hand's not amazing, but does kind of have the combo. And if we draw a green source, we can actually play that combo, which is awesome. This hand's kind of like a good 6 for a while, in the sense that we have Bear's Companion that's probably not getting cast anytime soon, but when it does, it'll be good. Kind of just want to play my Monastery Flock morphed. Though I can just do that in a turn. I kind of maybe I should just play Opulent Palace. Then I can play Monastery Flock morphed and then unmorph it. Or I can just play it face up because I drew the Rugged Highlands. Because we're going to want to cast possibly 2 spells next turn. Although I can't cast this and this, the Kintry and Mardu Charm. I'm definitely going to block. That's fine. So I think I got other casts. So if I cast Bear's Companion this turn, I still can't Mardu Charm and Kintry next turn. Getting a 5/5 into play, is that better or worse than a 2/2 and a 4/4? It's probably worse, and it's also not as mana efficient, so I'm just going to play the Bear's Companion. Additionally, if he has a Zergo in hand and taps out for it, I can untap and just Mardu Charm it and then hold up Force Away. And eventually have this Kintry. Excuse me. So he did nothing. Well, I guess I attack with my bear. That's fine. Think I just cast Force Away on the morph. And then if he tries to pump it, I can Mardu Charm. I can even loot away this land. What did we get to see? Ponyback Brigade? Alright. Alright, we are in good shape right now. Alright. So if our opponent doesn't cast his spells, then we can win. That's good to know. Still don't think I want anything else. Alright. Try again. We'll be on the draw. Just set up our early defenses. Hopefully don't get Zergoed. And go from there. We're just missing green with this hand. But it's quite a good hand. Gonna get worse because of our Monastery Flock is gone, but he's turning on our dead drop. He also mulled a 4, so it's gonna be hard for him to curve out. Drew one anyway. I think we want to get this one into play. Just gonna morph the monastery flock next, I think. So I can morph, next turn morph, play land, and then I kind of want to have this one block though. I'm gonna morph the Woolly Loxodon actually. And I'm gonna attack him. And just play a monastery flock, I think. And pray he doesn't Zergo me. I think if he wants to spend his whole turn flipping up a morph to eat my flock, it's worth it. Like if this is a 5/3. Because we're closer to dead dropping at that point, so we might as well. Seems ambitious. Like if I had a 5-drop, why wouldn't he just do that on his turn when I'm tapped out? Anyways, I think he should have bring load on his own turn, because I could have easily blown him out. It didn't end up mattering. Scout the Borders is a nice one, but I just want to get my Bear's Companion into play. So I don't have any good spells. This is probably a Ponyback Brigade, is my guess. And there's the Zergo. I will take 7. Unless I can. Scout the Borders gives me, puts 4 cards in my graveyard, so you're actually generating in a mana. So 4 cards. So this is 4 mana, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could just block with both my creatures and then dead drop him. Like, he might only kill 1. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm going to go for it, because if he doesn't have a follow-up play, this is very good. He might not kill both my creatures, but... So first we scout the borders. And we put a Snowhorn Rider in our hand. And I want to pay extra for dead drop. Don't know why I have more mana than I thought I had. Oh, because Scout the Borders counts itself. Oh well. I didn't need a double block there. I could have single blocked and this would have worked even if I didn't hit land. But that's okay. So I want to just save my spells. So this one goes, this one goes, this one goes, this one goes. And this one goes, and Scout the Borders goes, I think. It was a Ponyback, which is, thank God we got rid of that before he could flip it up. handle a Jeskai student. I think I just want to play a Snowhorn Rider. That's a pretty good answer. Well, their hand's still stacked, so it's also pretty good. Just play Bear's Companion Kintry. And he should be almost zero-outed. He has to draw a Wrath. I don't think that's going to do it. You can crack that and then have 2 mana. Dark Army destroys. Alright. Well, we got Zergoed, but we came back and we're victorious. Okie dokie, on the play. And we have all our colors this time. And sounds good to me. So, I want to save my swamp for as long as possible, so I think I want to play Blossoming Sands turn 1. Just because these other lands don't give us green. Swamp comes to play untapped. And now I can play Dismal Backwater. Although this gives me red. And this gives me blue anyways. Alright, I'll just do the tri-land. Also, I'd have access to Mardu Charm this way if I needed it. Black, green, blue. I'm gonna play Teamer Banner. Actually, this was loose because if I want to crack the banner, I should have played the Forest. Green, red. No, I wouldn't be able to crack the banner. I don't have blue in play, so it didn't actually matter. I will need to draw a spell. I have lots of Bear's Companions and other assortments of magical creatures to draw into, so that's alright. I think I will just kill his better creature that he plays, or just kill the morph if he does nothing else. This turn. Yeah, we're gonna kill that. Almost misclicked. 4 damage to the Battle Priest. For some reason, my mouse is freaking out. Hey, there we go. And I want to play... Doesn't really matter, I'll play the Rugged Highlands. So I can punch my bear, which is pretty sweet. Can punch and even crack my banner, which is pretty nice. Maybe just attack with bear. Like, it looks like he just has absent guide. But then maybe I shouldn't attack. But if I just play the punch, he can just kill my creature. Although there's not that many things he can kill my creature with. Maybe I'm just supposed to Savage Punch his morph. He can Absent Charm it, Murderous Cut it, Smite the Monstrous. Alright, actually that's a reasonable enough amount of things. Maybe I don't attack then. Yeah, I feel like he's just trying to flip his morph up and try to get me. This is pretty bad if it doesn't work, but I think I just want to try this. Just 'cause I lose so much tempo if I don't. I don't have anything else going on. It was an absent guide. So it looks like he has kill shot, but I'm fine running into kill shot. Alright. The reason I knew he had kill shot was he didn't flip up his guide to gain 4 life with lifelink. It's fine. I traded 2 for 2 basically. And we have a lot of powerful cards in our deck, so it's not a huge deal. Go and crack this. Another Bear's Companion. Which is pretty sweet. And then once if we can ever get this out of the way, then we can go to town on his life total. If not, we just have to kind of sit around and eventually kill him, which is fine. All the companions of the bears. Also, if he taps low, I can rip into Ward of the Eye to get back Savage Punch, and Savage Punch the bear on his guy, and attack for a lot. The chance we didn't want to run into a kill shot with our bear because we could draw Reward in the Eye and then be able to Savage Punch, so maybe that was a loose attack. Even though we knew he had it, basically. All right. We'll draw a spell eventually, and it will be grand. Now we're in trouble. take it, I guess. A lot of companions. Unfortunately, he can drain us for a whole lot with his Kiru blood sucker. So we'll just hope, I don't really know what we're hoping for. But we're not that far behind. I mean, we have all these giant burly creatures. Additionally, if he just doesn't do anything else, we can attack for a whole lot. Maybe send in the whole crew. Yeah, my guess is we're going to attack with everything. Alright, so... and I use blue, red, green. Blue, red, green. Alright, so if I attack with everything, he blocks. He can block Saltward Patrol and something on Bear, or he can block Patrol on Bear's Companion. And then Bloodsucker somewhere. And take a bazillion. I think I'm fine with this. It's like only bad for us if he has feed resistance. And getting Bloodsucker out of play is great. I mean, he gets to draw a card, but he doesn't have the gain life ability, so his board is substantially worse. Now he has to play defense for a while, which gives us time to draw into better cards. Bear's Companion doing work. Ooh, that card's good. I really like me a Rotting Mastodon. Nothing can attack through it. It's great versus Bear's Companion. Good news is he can't really attack. That's absurd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. I don't even have to delve. Two guys get through, and I think he is dead. It looks like this matchup dead drop's great because it looks super grindy. Like he has a bunch of Outlast creatures, so I probably bring the second one in out of the board. He could have Murderous Cut, that would blow me out, but if he had Murderous Cut already, I think he would have played it. So it needed to be in the top few cards. I'm just going to slam with everything. If he doesn't have the Murderous Cut, then I basically win. And if he does, it's pretty bad for me, but whatever. I have nothing left, so you gotta press the offensive. Well, looks like I'm dead. Yep. I think we made the right attack. Like, if he doesn't have that, we're in really, really good shape, so. And we just win the game. And if the game goes long here, I don't think it's that good for us. He has 5 cards in hand. Hopefully draw a ward in the eye. We can bring back Dead Drop. The game continues. Alright, well, we will take that. Good attack by him not to attack with this in case our morph is Abomination of Gadul, I think. That's very scary. That's pretty rough. If he attacks with the big ones, the good news is we can still rip into... Alright, well he's playing super conservatively. That's fine. Gives us more time. Although if he has spells, it seems a little bit loose to be... Yeah, I don't understand his attack. Two, three... Got a little outspelled this game, but that's okay. I think our matchup seems fine. Like if the game goes long, we generally should be favorites, I think. No attacks. That was probably a misclick. Yep. My only hope is he attacks with both his flyers. I get to block the Absent Falconer. And then I get to attack him with everything and somehow kill him next turn. That actually helps him a lot. So he gains that 1 life. So now Bear's Companion is not lethal. There was not to flip up the Lockstone, I think, there, because we have so much we want to do with our mana. Return. So let's see. If I return Savage Punch, I could also attack with everything and return Mardu Charm. If I dead drop him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures, and I have 4 attackers, he can sacrifice 2, let through the Bear's Companion, block with both his guys. Or I can, if I get Mardu Charm, then whatever he blocks my Snowhorn with, like if I deal this 4, then I can punch through for more. Basically, if he blocks any creature except this on this one, then I win with Mardu Charm. He probably blocks Air of the Wilds on Woolly Lockstone. Lets this through. Yeah, it's not going to work too well. I mean, I could just get Dead Drop. What does he sacrifice? Probably Air of the Wilds and Alpine Grizzly. At which point, Monstrate Flock can chump the... Or sorry, I'm just dead to that, though. This is tough. Alternatively, if I take Savage Punch, flip this up, and punch the Colostodon, he can just block there, so that doesn't work either. If he wants to keep his 2 flyer creatures, he can sack these and these, and I can attack with everything. He just lets this through. And then red, black, white. Alright, I think I want to get Mardu Charm. And just prolong the game. And I couldn't flip up this anyways, so black, white, red. I think I'm just going to pass the turn. Kind of incentivizes him to maybe attack with both his flyers. But he's at 3. I have 3 lethal creatures. So I can just flip up Ivan Flock and block. Probably pretty good. I need to use my mana efficiently, so I'm just going to Mardu Charm the Lamassu. That's really good. I think I'm going to attack with all my creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because then I can force away and Snowhorn. Whatever blocks it. Oh, but Monastery Flock can't attack. I think I'll just attack with both of these. Try to force away the Tusklothon first. And then flip up my guy. It's a very difficult game. This was like Pine Walker. Whew. That was very intricate. I think I want the other dead drop. I think these are good. God, Villainous Wealth would have been absurd that game. Savage Punch is a little bit loose because he has a lot of interactive spells, so I kind of want to cut it. Well, I guess he doesn't have MIDI, but he has Murderous Cut, so we can just hold that up for cheap. So I'm not a fan of that. It's very bad in the late game, too. Yeah, this seems reasonable. I just want the extra dead drop. Absurdly long game 1, very intricate. I think he misblocked on the last turn. Just because my attack's pretty fishy, like... If he blocks with multiple things, I can probably never win. But Snowhorn Rider getting the job done. Wonder what he was worried about. I'm not sure. I guess he probably just thought he was safe. Like, I have to have a pretty specific sequence of cards to be able to win there. And I did. That Murderous Cut was absolutely backbreaking, though. It's like we had the game locked up pretty much 10 turns before. Well, I found a hand I can mulligan. Double dead drop and 1 land. This is much better. I have no green though, so actually his hand's not even that great. But let's go ahead and put this one into play. Smiley Black Source. And there's green. So we can at least scout the borders next turn. Could also just play a Woolly Loxodon morphed. I think that's probably my best line. Pretty sure I'm fine trading. Although, unmorphing this and playing this seems unbeatable. I didn't really see any tricks from him. I think I want to block. If he has Dragon Scale Boon, it's pretty bad, but we didn't see it game 1, and Harspex is better than Woolly Loxodon. At least we can dead drop him soon. That's pretty sweet. I think I want to take Snowhorn Rider. And then next turn, probably dead drop, play creature, and then we'll get him. Yep, that seems like a perfect time. I can't also morph, I don't think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, so I might as well just pay for all. Pretty sweet. And then we can play Bear's Companion, and we're pretty much in it. Gotta actually add green. Probably a good plan. Force Away, we have a card we don't really want now, which is relevant. I want to kind of get this into play before we Kin Tree. I don't particularly want to morph this because he can kill it, but if he does, it's not that bad. Ooh, Warden of the Eye. Just get back dead drop. It's like going to be a while before we actually dead drop him, but he has to put a bunch of things into play, and Force Away really helps play around dead drop, so it's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet, I would say. Lasting, he can hold up Kill Shot. That's probably fine, though. I don't really care that much. If he kill shots, I think I just Absent Charm his guy. Like, play Teamer Banner, Absent Charm his guy, and then while he's tapped out. So I need white. Teamer Banner can pay for green. So pay this. This is white, green, black. Now I want to do it while he's tapped out. So black, white, green. Otherwise he can save his guy, and that's not something we want. We can't really flood the board because we just dead drop him, so. I just play a Snowhorn Rider and pass. We get to attack, or we can play a Kin Tree Invocation next turn if we want. I can also just block, but I think I want to play an Invocation. So, okay, well, it turns on our dead drop. Not that we hit for dead drop, but we can do it next turn. So go black and green. and play a morph. And we're in a great position. So I can bounce the Mastodon to his hand and then dead drop him. That's hilarious. So I force this away. Then I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, it works perfectly. Discard injury, because it's pretty bad right now. Actually, he has a 2/8, so maybe I just discard Winter Flame. Yeah, it seems fine. How many times can you cast Dead Drop in a game? That's pretty much what this game is. Probably not many more, because I'm just going to attack him with everything. I guess Winter Flame would have been better, because it taps his next play. But unless he has a Wrath of God, we're in a pretty can't-lose situation. Alright, so here we have actual choice. Burn Away, Debilitating Injury, Villainous Wealth, not really castable. We have a couple morphs in hand, but the hand's really kind of slow. I think it's a mulligan. We're also playing last, and this is worse than our last hand. Maybe should have kept the first one, but The fact that we had so few colors to be able to cast our spells and that they were just so slow seemed pretty bad. Okay, let's go ahead and mulligan again. And this hand is pretty bad, but what can do? Really not that much worse than our opening hand, honestly. That's pretty gas. At least we can unmulligan next turn with Absent Charm. Or put counters and start Savage Punching, but if my opponent's wanting to draw, there's a strong chance we actually want to draw next game. If he blocks, I'm going to Absent Charm, and if he doesn't, then I'm going to draw 2. I won't hit land drops, and probably not going to happen. We can't Teamer Banner and then block and flip, though, which is pretty good. It's also saying something that we have 2 5-color decks in the finals. I think 5-color decks are pretty good in this format. Villainous Wealth also is going to be absurdly good in the matchup, I think. Is my guess. Alright, no attacks. I'm just going to play a banner. And then I can morph my guy. Flip it up. All the morphs in the world. And basically, we can use Force Away to gain some tempo back. Alternatively, we want to hit a couple more land drops and play Villainous Wealth, which we might need to do soon, actually, because we're falling behind. Villainous Wealth for 5 seems like it'd be really good. Right now we can do it for 4. I think I'm going to block his second morph. Alright, so I think I'm going to force away that morph. And then flip up this morph. We take 2, but then we're pretty stable on board. There's also a chance we just want to fire off this Villainous Wealth. I mean, we do have 2 Warden of the Eyes in our deck. Just hitting for 4 and being able to maybe snag a spell or 2 seems pretty good. Abomination of Gadul was his card. I think I just want to kill his morph while he's tapped out. Glacial Stalker. Yeah, it was going to be a problem. Alright. So now, just keep cruising along here. If I had an untapped land, I'm probably just going to fire off the Villainous Wealth next turn, honestly. Okay. Fair and balanced magic card. Just gonna take it. Well, there's the Warden. I can't cast Warden and Savage Punch this turn. So I think I just want to fire off the Villainous Wealth. That's only for 3. It's just so bad. But what can you do? Well, get a Trail of Mystery, I guess. Necropolis Fiend and Forest. We're exiled? So he has Trail of Mystery and Ghostfire Blade. That's pretty sick. I'm surprised he wanted to draw. I mean, he's 5 colors, but still. He has Trail. Ghostfire Blade is super tempo oriented. I think we still want to play in game 2 if we lose this one. So equipping Abomination most likely. Just gonna block with my 2 flocks in the right order. Hopefully I draw dead drop would be nice. Probably one of our few outs to this situation. And not even really if he has another spell. Alright, well we drew Woolly Locks on which we can morph. And then I can flip it up next turn and Savage Punch his guy. On a mountain. Gonna be a tough game. That's pretty bad for us. If we can kill our flock, we lose. Alright, well, that's game. It's okay, though. The game was surprisingly close considering we rolled a 5. I think Dead Drop also is great in the 5-color mirror. It's just bad against really fast decks, which our opponents have not been. Alright, Monster Flock pretty good, but bad against ginormous creatures, which he seems to have a lot of. I think I could cut one, honestly. Savage Punch is also not amazing, but he has a lot of morphs, so he can punch like a companion onto his guy. Alright, let's try this. I do think I want to play still. This hand I have to draw a land, but it's very good if I do draw a land. Unlike the last hand, my opening 7. We just have a lot of plays, and then eventually can dead drop, so seems pretty good. And we did in fact draw a land, that's pretty awesome. Alright, I'm gonna play a Monastery Flock first. Because we don't have the extra land, Teamer bannering into Bear's Companion just isn't as good here. And we could also Teamer banner into Force Away next turn to buy us back the... force him to replay the morph. Or Teamer banner into block and flip this up. Also is pretty good. No attacks, he says. I'm fine with no attacks. I guess he figures he wants the game to go long here. Just gonna flip this up. I'm gonna be using all my mana over the next few turns. I could just Winter Flame and then Burn Away. Or Burn Away then Winter Flame, basically. Or just play a companion. Probably just playing companion is the best thing I can do. I mean, I could also attack and flip this up, but if he double blocks, it's pretty bad. Although I could have traded my guy for his morph. I think I'm going to attack with morph and bear. And I'm also just fine with this. I can EOT Burn Away and then untap and Winter Flame. Although now I can just... Let's see. Yeah, I think just burning that away is probably the best play. Although I should have done it in response to the equip. He's tapped out. Now I get blown out by it being Dragonite Savants, which is pretty loose of me. Luckily, it didn't matter too much. Kumar Bondkin. Alright. Alright, he's just going to go for it. Maybe this one is the 06. Yeah, he's probably just dead. He has Mystic of the Hidden Way, Kumar Bondkin, Witness. Alright, so all not that amazing. Just have so many morphs. Let's see. Blue, red, green, black. We still have Force Way up, and he's mostly just dead. I think I'm just going to destroy him. I don't want to show him dead drop, I think. Oh, I should have tapped it. God, that was so bad. Should have tapped it and dealt it too in case it was the 06. I was like, why do I need to tap it? It's going to die. No, it wasn't necessarily going to die. Teaching myself lessons of what I shouldn't do. Okay, so if he's on the play, Monastery Flock is way better. I think Savage Punch is a little bit loose on the draw, just because it's going to take us a while to get going. But all his morphs are pretty bad. He does have a lot of 5/3s, so the Monastery Flock, we got to be careful about it. Wait, dead drops. Yeah, it seems fine. Two lands on the draw with dead drop, Monastery Flock. Can't really flip them up. 2 pieces to Mardu Charm. I think I still keep. Oh, he choose to play last. Okay, so we're on the play again. Last time I mulled a whole lot. I regretted it. This hand's really close to being good, but it's missing the blue source. And my deck just doesn't mulligan well is the problem. I need lands and expensive spells. I'm just going to keep. It's kind of risky. But, yeah. Do what you got to do. We only need one. Hopefully we draw a black land and then we're fine for a while. My opponent just Ghostfire Blade every game. Alright, this is not going to go well, I don't think. The only saving grace is we have Teamer Banners. We can cast these Monster Flocks, maybe. Alright, probably just dead. Kind of sad, because I wanted to really fire off this Villainous Wealth. It's just such a sweet draft card. Alright, well, this was fun, guys. I cannot ever possibly come back from this. I guess I'll play it out just cause, but we're gonna be dead in 2 turns. I understand if you want to turn off the video now. Alright. It's like, even if we got to dead drop, we still would lose. He had Master of Pearls as one of them. That's pretty sweet. Alright, well, I think our deck was sweet. I had a lot of fun doing that, and thank you guys for watching.